All right, so this video is going to be about how to interact with an app programmatically through, say, Python or through the ADB shell. I'll show for both of them. They're pretty similar, but first things first is you want to set up your device so you can interact with, so you can get an idea of the XY coordinates on the device. So, all right, let me move this down. There we go. All right, so first things first, let's show the device. Let's see, could not find ADB device, server connection failed. All right, so let's look at this. I think we have to start. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the device and then plug it right back in. It should show the device right here. There we go. I have always clicked remember, but for some reason it doesn't. That's okay. And then I click allow on the tablet, my Android tablet. Click that again because it shows up twice. Don't know. All right. So let me clear this out. Let me run Scrcpy again. There we go. All right, shows up. So now what I'm going to do is go into developer options. All right, developer options. And let's look through some of these. Let's see, USB debugging's on, that's good. I am looking for something about touch, and it shows the XY coordinates. I can't remember. Oh, here we go. Show input taps and pointer location. So let's go back. To that. You see how when I click, it shows the XY coordinates. That's what I want to. You see them right here, up here. When I click, you see X is 124, Y 183, X V0, Y V0. That's what I want. Oh, and it even shows the trace as I'm holding it. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to do is get that turned on so we can get the XY coordinates. All right, now that the emulator is running and we have the XY coordinates turned on and we can see that, let's type in some commands. So go into an ADB shell. All right, now let's do input. Okay, here we can see how to use input. So that's the command input. This is the source. Here are your sources. Touch navigation, touch screen, joystick, stylus, touchpad, gamepad, D-pad, mouse, keyboard, trackball. Okay, and then display ID, usually you can ignore that. And then command. Okay, these are the commands and default sources. So let's say we want to touch this username field, and then we want to, after that, we want to type in some text input. Then we want to touch the password field, type in some text input, and then click the login button. All right, so let's start right here. So we need the XY coordinate for username. What is it? Let's see. I see X is 343, Y is 145. Okay, so we're gonna do, let's see, we want to do input and the source. We're going to type text, but you can see here on this text, the default is touchscreen. So we don't need to type touchscreen for the source. You see? So that's the default. Then we want to type in some text. So we don't need a display ID. The command is going to be, let's see, tap. Actually, yeah, first we want to tap. So let's do tap. Tap, and then X was, what was it? 400 and 141. You see right here, I'm looking at right here. DX and DY. 327, 145. 327, 145. So 327 for the X. Oh, I already forgot. 145? Yeah, 145. 145 for the Y. Okay. And that's a tap. And then what else? Command. No args. Let's see what happens. All right, there we go. It tapped right there. Now we want to do a text input. So we'll do input. And then right here. Default is touchscreen, so we don't need to put in the source. Let's do text. And we'll do, let's do mango. There we go. Now let's get the next tap. What is that? X 281, Y 237. 281, 237. 281 for X, 237 for Y. All right, input text. We'll do password. And then input tap. Now we want to tap the login button. All right, what do we got? 394, 304. 394, 304. And there we see the toast says wrong password. So if we wanted to change, let's tap this one again. That was tap 327 to 145. Let's go back to the username. And then let's do text input as admin. Oh, we have to delete. So how do we delete? Let's see. This is where we get into the key code. So is it key event? Key code? I think it's key code delete. Let's see. All right, here we go. Key code forward delete. Is it backspace? There we go, backspace. Deletes character before, so we want this. Okay, that one's the, yeah, key code forward delete, we want backspace. Key code, so what is it, 67. Okay. Let's go back. Let's see, what was it? Input, keyboard, and then that's the source, and the command is going to be key event, I think. Key event. Let's see, this is what I'm looking at right here. Key code number or name. let's see. And this defaults to the keyboard, so I didn't need to put that, but whatever. And what was it, 67? Yeah, let's just see if this works. Actually, you see where the cursor is. We need to go to the end. Okay, now let's do it. Because this backwards deletes. So let's say 67. Oh, I misspelled keyboard. There we go. So I can just keep hitting that to delete it. Okay, now let me type in admin. Where was it? Right there. Input text admin. Okay. Now let me do tab. There's a key event for tab. Key code tab right here. See 61. So input keyboard event 61. That'll go do the tab. All right, now I want to do 67, which was delete. Over and over again. Okay, now let's do input text admin again. And now let's see, which one was the button? This was the button, hitting the login button. Input tap 327 145. Let's hit that. I thought it was 403 298. Yes. Why did it not work? What is 320? Oh no, that was the wrong one. 327 145 was right here. Okay. Yeah, 394 304. That's the button. All right. Yeah, 394 304 is the button. And you see success. So that's how you can use the ADB shell to programmatically interact with your device. All right, now this is a continuation with interfacing with an Android application through ADB shell. So this is going to be use a Python script. There's two ways you could do this. You could, if you have like I think you need a rooted device, and you put like Termux on your device, and then you push a Python script. You can execute that Python script from inside the device. I'm not going to be doing that. Instead, I'm going to be writing the Python script right here, and then that will open an ADB shell and run the commands. So the first thing you need to have Scrcpy running. You can see here it's running. That's how you can see the screen. Let me delete that. Delete that. Okay, now okay, so yeah, Scrcpy's running. You need that running so you can see what you're doing. Here's the ADB shell. The previous videos have shown how to do that, how to get all this set up. And then here is here's the terminal, and you can see here's the Python script we're going to run. So all right, here's the function, run ADB shell command. You pass in a command, import the subprocess, and it runs it. ADB shell command captures the output text, blah blah blah. So you define that function, and then here I'm going to create a list called commands list, and I'm going to add commands to that list. So tap username field, input, tap 380, that's the X, that's the Y coordinates, then enter text, then enter password, input, tap X, Y, and then tap the login button, input, tap 400, 300, that's login button. So then I'm going to put those commands, append those to the list, and then do a for loop to iterate through that list, running each command. So let's just run it once. Alright, so it's saved, and then alright, let me Python 3, let me run the script. You can see here it's running, and then it tapped wrong password. So now I'm going to do this kind of the lazy way, but alright, let's, instead of type on the second iteration of commands, let's do admin. Alright, just saved it. Now let me run it, because the password is admin and so is the username. You see it ran the first two again, but you see the problem here is I need to delete the text, clear the text before I type it again. I did some quick Google searching here, and here is a this will select all and then backspace. So this is what I want. So we're gonna copy this. Let's hope it works. Looks like it's the top. Someone says it should be the top rated solution. So let's try it out. Let's get rid of delete press because it's combining. Let's see. Call it clear field. Alright, so we'll run it right here and get rid of the delete. Enter the text, tap password field, clear field. Let's see if that works. Oh, there we go. I forgot to add it to this one. Alright, saved it. Alright, so the second one has the right password of admin and username as password, so now it should work. There we go, success. So you can see here with this code how you could write some script if you want to pass in different variables, have a list of variables or some kind of map of variables, and create a loop here, or to iterate through them and try all different combinations of passwords and usernames, and tap the login button. So